A Christmas Story Home Invasion. It was Christmas time again, and a blonde-haired boy with blue eyes and glasses was excited to ask for presents. His name was Ralphie. Last year he wanted a Red Ryder BB gun more than anything, and he went through a lot of trials and tribulations, but eventually he got it, and it was a Christmas to remember for the ages. This year he was wanting a James Bond spy case that was a briefcase that had spy tricks in it. One was a secret combination that if you didn't do it right, a puff of stink gas came out, and you could pretend it was poison gas.
Ralphie, come downstairs. We have to get ready to go to your aunt's house for a special Christmas dinner.
Yelled Ralphie's mom from downstairs, her hair all frizzy and frazzled from dealing with the crying Randy all night.
Remember to put on your bunny outfit she made for you.
Yelled Ralphie's mom again. Ralphie rolled his eyes and sighed. This was the ugliest outfit ever. Ralphie looked hilarious in it, but it was not funny for him to be the butt of everyone's jokes.
I'm not gonna wear it. It's too ugly.
Yelled Ralphie, drawing a line in the sand.
You will put it on this instant, young man.
Yelled Ralphie's mom, her eyes burned with laser precision.
No, I'm too big for it anyway.
Said Ralphie. He slammed the door to illustrate his point.
We'll see what your father has to say about this.
Said Ralphie's mom, making the ultimate threat in the family.
Oh no.
Was thinking Ralphie, his father was one tough customer. Down in the basement, Ralphie's dad was battling the furnace again. It was billowing black smoke, and he was wailing on it with a big wrench, making lots of swears.
Honey, Ralphie's being bad again. He won't put on the bunny costume, and my sister, his aunt, made him, and he locked himself in his room, and he won't go to dinner with us.
Said Ralphie's mom, explaining the situation.
He what?
Yelled Ralphie's dad, getting upset. Really, in his mind, he was thinking,
What kind of a crazy family I have? So I hear that you won't put on the bunny costume and come to dinner with us.
Said Ralphie's dad outside his door in a surprising calm voice.
I will look stupid in it, and I'm too big for that now.
Said Ralphie, explaining his embarrassment.
Just do it as a favor to your mom. One day you might find your mom is sick, maybe even dying, like your friend Alex Thurman's mom. And then you might just regret all of the things that you didn't do to put a smile on her face.
Said Ralphie's dad, making a memorable speech.
No!
Said Ralphie as he opened the door and then slammed it again. His dad made a bunch of hilarious swears and then said,
Fine, if you're such a big boy, you can spend Christmas home alone.
And with that, the rest of the family got into their old-fashioned car and drove away down snowy Cleveland Street. Ralphie was excited to be home alone. He ate a bunch of ice cream and watched some TV. They had TV now because some time had passed and it was better than Little Orphan Annie on the radio. This was turning out to be the best Christmas ever. Or so he thought. Meanwhile, across town, two dads were sitting at a bar drinking beers. Their names were Marv Farkas, dad of Scott Farkas, and Harry Dill, dad of Grover Dill. Their sons were school bullies, and the apples didn't far fall from the tree.
Man, I have a terrible kid.
Said Marv Farkas, his yellow eyes looking sinister in the bar light.
My son is always yelling and he thinks he's so tough, but he's really just a little guy.
Said Harry Dill, his gold tooth glinting in the bar light. They drank up some beers.
It's good to be out of the house. My wife burned the meatloaf again tonight. She is a terrible cook.
Said Marv Farkas, his stomach growling because of not getting a good meal in a long time.
Meatloaf, double meatloaf. We only have boiled potatoes at my house because I don't have a job.
Said Harry Dill, complaining about his lot in life. They must have had like 10 beers each. They walked out to Harry's van in the snow.
Well, I guess we should get some Christmas presents.
Said Harry Dill, getting into his van.
But we spent all our Christmas money on beers.
Said Marv Farkas, being drunk.
Hey, what about the house of that kid that beat up your kid, Scott Farkas, last year?
Said Harry Dill.
Oh yeah, I remember they had that lamp in the window. That was a major reward. They probably have lots of Christmas presents in that house.
Said Marv Farkas, getting excited about the possibilities. They drove to Cleveland Street and pulled up outside the house.
There it is.
Said Harry Dill. He was looking at the lamp that was glowing in the window. Ralphie's dad won the award again this year, and this time his mom let him keep it and didn't conspire to break it because she knew he would just keep winning it over and over again because that's how their family was. The two no-good dads crept up to the back door of the house and smiled at each other as they took out a crowbar to open the door without a key. Ralphie was upstairs reading comic books with a flashlight, and he heard the commotion downstairs. He got scared and he ran to the telephone and called the one person he knew who could help him out. His new best friend that had moved into a house down the street. Although he was the same age as Ralphie, he was a high-ranking Cub Scout and had good defense skills that could be useful in a situation like this. Merry Christmas, this is Alex Thurman, said Alex Thurman, using his distinctive greeting for answering telephones on Christmas Eve.
Alex, this is Ralphie from down the street. Crooks are breaking into my house and I'm home alone.
Said Ralphie, breathing heavy. That situation sounds serious. Do you have your Red Ryder BB gun from last Christmas? Asked Alex Thurman as he formulated a plan.
Right here.
Said Ralphie. He clutched his precious weapon. Good, I've got mine too, said Alex Thurman, cocking the Red Ryder BB gun that he had gotten for Christmas last year as well. I'll be over in a minute. Oh, and Ralphie, set the alarm, said Alex Thurman with a knowing smile in his voice. Ralphie pulled the switch, activating a special burglar system that he and Alex Thurman made as part of Alex's Cub Scout program. This was going to be its first field test, and Ralphie hoped it would work. The test came right away as Marv Farkas and Harry Dill broke through the back door. Suddenly, a hot iron fell down on Marv Farkas' face, frying the outline of an iron on his face.
Owie!
Screamed Marv Farkas, feeling the burn.
I thought you said no one was home.
Yelled Harry Dill at his partner.
It must be an automatic defense system.
Oh, doesn't sound so tough to me,
said Harry Dill, punching his hands together and taking another step forward. Suddenly, a pot fell on his head, and it was full of firecrackers that went off. Bang, 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 bang. By the time Harry Dill took the pot off his head was ringing from the explosions. He fell forward and a boot on a stick swung around and hit him in his behind. This pushed him into a board that was balancing a bowling ball that fell and hit him on his head.
Oh, I don't feel so good,
said Harry Gill, feeling the lump on his head. Just then a vacuum turned on and charged at Mark Farkas. It sucked his socks off his feet. He had already taken his shoes off before to sneak quieter into the house. Then some rotating kitchen spoons started hurling glass ornaments at Mark Farkas' feet. He fell to the ground, all cut up and slipping up blood. Yelled Mark Farkas like a girl. Just then Ralphie appeared with his Red Ryder BB gun trained on the two humiliated dads.
It's just a dumb kid,
yelled Harry Gill, surprised at the age of the person that foiled them.
Not exactly,
said Ralphie, preparing them for a surprise. Suddenly the kitchen window shattered and Alex Thurman leaped in after swinging down on a rope swing he had set up. Prepare to get double teamed, said Alex Thurman after his dramatic arrival. He pointed his Red Ryder BB gun at the dads too. Do you guys give up, or are you thirsty for more, said Alex Thurman, egging on the bungling burglars. But in the confusion, one of them cut the power. It was now pitch black inside the house. Ralphie called Alex Thurman to his friend. Everything was quiet and silent. Then Alex heard some scuffling.
I'm over here,
cried Ralphie, alerting him to his location. Alex Thurman squinted in the darkness, focusing his eyes for night vision. He saw the reflection of new fallen snow on Cleveland Street reflected in Ralphie's glasses, and right next to them was a large, sharp knife. A hand muffled Ralphie.
Don't make a move or I'll come at your little friend like a Christmas goose,
said Harry Dill's voice, all sinister and threatening. Alex Thurman knew he had to take a chance. He jumped in slow motion and rolled over to where Ralphie dropped his Red Ryder BB gun and picked it up. He was now dual-wielding the weapons and aimed at Harry Dill and pulled the triggers at the same time. Pop, pop! The sound of two grapes exploding with blood was heard.
You shot my eyes out, you little jerk!
Yelled Harry Dill as he crumpled to the ground defeated, his eye sockets pouring out blood. Ralphie ran over to Alex Thurman and they did a high five and fist bump, but Alex Thurman was grabbed from behind by Marv Farkas.
It's time you felt the Farkas twist,
said Marv Farkas, putting his strong hands on Alex Thurman's head. Alex could feel the power in the hands from years of beating up kids.
I have an idea,
shouted Ralphie, and he ran over to the door and opened it, and in rushed the Bumpus hounds. They swarmed all over Marv Farkas with barks and bites. Then the sound of a car pulling up in the driveway was heard. Ralphie's family came in and turned on the lights. They saw Harry Dill without eyes and Marv Farkas with dog bites taken out of his skin.
What's the meaning of this?
shouted Ralphie's dad, trying to get to the bottom of the situation. Ralphie and Alex explained how Marv Farkas and Harry Dill were breaking in to steal presents. Ralphie's dad tied up the two would-be burglars and threw them in the furnace until the cops could pick them up. He then kneeled down to Ralphie and said,
I'm sorry we had a fight earlier. Here's a special Christmas present.
It was the James Bond spy case. Ralphie was excited to try it out. Then Ralphie's dad turned to Alex Thurman and said,
Alex Thurman, thank you for helping to protect our son and property. It's apparent that you are a true and valuable friend, and you're always welcome to spend time having fun with our family at Christmas. Here's a special gift for you.
Alex took the present and opened it. Inside was a working model of a rocket ship and 2 tickets to go to Florida to meet the Mercury 7 astronauts.
Looks like we're all going on a little vacation,
said Mr. Ralphie's dad, and they all laughed. Merry Christmas, everyone, said Alex Thurman, and that's just what happened. The end. Merry Christmas.